cheese moon holds many secrets, but few are as intimidating as the pitch-black gaping maw of a lunar cave. Parking their trusty moon buggy at the entrance, GROG stands tall, picayet in hand, eager to explore. Behind him Rexy gulps, a heavy, nervous swallow that echoes inside his glass dome. The giant dinosaur shrinks back, shaking his heavy head. No way. GROG confidently taps his shoulder light. A tiny, pathetic beam of light flicks on, barely illuminating a single gray brick in the overwhelming darkness. GROG scratches his bronze helmet. Okay, time to call in some professional backup. Marching to the buggy storage crate, GROG lets out a silent whistle. With a cheerful battle of plastic caterpillar tracks, little Blinky rolls out. The tiny robot looks up, his massive trans-yellow eyes blinking innocently. GROG points into the abyss. Blinky gives a sharp metallic nod, turns to the darkness, and squints. You can almost hear the capacitor charging up before flash. Blinky's eyes erupt into twin beams of blinding high-beam headlights, slicing right through the lunar night. GROG gives a triumphant hands up and leads the way, with a very hesitant, tiptoeing T-Rex clutching the back of his loincloth. Deeper they go into the chilling silence of the dark, bluish-gray cavern. Blinky rolls point, while GROG taps the walls with his picayune. But as the little robot turns a corner, the bright yellow light catches Rexy at the perfect angle, casting a colossal, jagged silhouette against the cavern wall. With his glass dome magnifying his jaws, the shadow looks like a terrifying, spike-covered demon of the underworld. Rexy catches a glimpse of the wall and freezes. His tiny dotted eyes shrink in absolute horror. He lets out a silent, breathless shriek, pointing a trembling, stubby finger at the wall. The monster points back. Completely forgetting he is a mighty apex predator, Rexy leaps high into the low-gravity air and crashes right down onto GROG. The tiny yellow minifigure is instantly crushed under the weight of a multi-hundred brick dinosaur, his plastic knees buckling and trembling as Rexy clings to his neck for dear life. Gasping for air, GROG pats Rexy's heavy tan bottom, desperately signaling for the giant baby to get down. Rexy squeezes his eyes shut, shaking his head and pointing at the shadow beast. GROG looks over, realizes what is happening, and lets out an exasperated, heavy sigh. With a monumental heave, he drops the dinosaur to the floor with a heavy thud. Stepping into the spotlight, GROG links his little yellow hands together. On the wall, the terrifying monster vanishes, replaced by the graceful, flapping shadow of a little bird. Rexy peeks through his fingers, blinking in confusion. GROG shifts his hands, making a barking dog. Rexy finally gets it. The giant dinosaur covers his mouth, his shoulders shaking with silent, embarrassed laughter. Feeling brave, Rexy steps into the light and weaves his stubby little arms together to make his own shadow puppet. The result is a lumpy, unrecognizable blob of bricks. GROG and Blinky absolutely lose it, clutching their stomachs in silent hysterics, while Rexy crosses his arms and turns away with a groggy pout. But the laughter fades as they venture even deeper. The light from the entrance is long gone, replaced by jagged gray stalactites hanging like teeth. Suddenly, Blinky stops. His trans-yellow eyes flicker wildly. He looks down at his treads, giving a sad, apologetic little shake. Bloop.wise. The light completely dies. His battery is empty. Total, suffocating, pitch-black nothingness. In the pure void of the screen, only two pairs of glowing white cartoon eyes remain. GROG's eyes blink in confusion. Next to him, Rexy's massive eyes vibrate uncontrollably, accompanied by the loud, rhythmic chattering of terrified plastic teeth. GROG blindly reaches out, his hands squeaking against Rexy's glass dome to comfort his panicked friend. He nudges the dinosaur forward, signaling them to feel their way along the wall. Carefully, they creep through the dark, their plastic claws and feet scraping against the unseen stone. But suddenly, clack! GROG trips over a loose rock, tumbling hard into the darkness. His picayune flies from his grip, striking the solid cavern wall with a sharp, echoing king. As GROG rubs his head, he notices something. A tiny, piercing sliver of light is bleeding through the crack his picayune just made. He slowly looks up. The crack glows with a mesmerizing, otherworldly light. A low, beautiful hum resonates through the cavern. Suddenly, the dark, rocky shell crumbles away, cascading to the floor. Beneath the gray rock lies a masterpiece of the cosmos. A massive, endless cavern of trans-neon green energy crystals. Thousands of giant, jagged, translucent green gems jut out from the floor, the walls, and the ceiling. They pulse with their own internal magical light, completely banishing the darkness and painting the cavern in a breathtaking, ethereal neon glow. GROG, Rexy, and little Blinky stand completely frozen in awe. The light reflects beautifully off GROG's bronze helmet and Rexy's red scales. The ambient energy of the crystals is so powerful that Blinky's trans-yellow eyes suddenly power back on with a happy beep, and the little robot spins in circles with joy. GROG gently taps a crystal cluster with his picayune, catching a perfect, glowing green shard in his hand. Unlimited power from Moonbase Alpha. GROG pockets the precious crystal and turns to Rexy. The giant dinosaur is completely mesmerized, pressing his glass dome right up against a massive gem, entranced by the beautiful reflections. The dark is never scary once you realize it is just a blanket covering the universe's most beautiful treasures. GROG smiles and taps Rexy's leg, signaling that it is time to head home. But Rexy has a better idea. The dinosaur waddles into the dead center of the cavern, right where the light is brightest. He lifts his massive metallic silver armored tail and gives it a gentle rhythmic shake. The shiny silver plates catch the neon green light, scattering thousands of brilliant dancing laser beams across the cavern walls, like a prehistoric disco ball. An upbeat, funky electronic beat kicks in. GROG laughs, instantly dropping into a flawless, friction-free plastic moonwalk across the cavern floor. BLINKY rolls backward, rapidly flashing his trans-yellow eyes to create a perfect strobe light effect. Deep beneath the surface of an alien moon, surrounded by glowing neon crystals, the three best friends dance the night away in the most spectacular silent disco in the galaxy. As the camera slowly pulls back, leaving the glowing, pulsing cavern behind and returning to the quiet, dark surface of the moon, the translucent, neon green words end of episode 67 materialize in the starry sky, lingering beautifully before the scene gently fades to absolute black. Snap! A crisp circular spotlight punches through the pitch-black screen, illuminating a pure white baseplate right in the dead center. The tiny, rhythmic click-clack of miniature plastic footsteps echoes out in the void. Zippy, the glossy black Lego ant, strolls casually and confidently into the spotlight. He looks straight into the lens, his big, innocent black eyes blinking sweetly. Rearing up, Zippy stands firmly and proudly on his two hind legs. With his front legs, he hoists a highly detailed, brilliant YouTube red tile high into the air. It is crisply printed with the words like and subscribe in stark, bold white lettering. Zippy nods his head furiously and a blur of stop-motion excitement lets out an incredibly cute, joyful squeak, and with a sharp, echoing click, the spotlight snaps off.